Welcome to Anara Healing Space for you. Today, we will walk together through a gentle yet profound teaching of the Buddha, the art of letting go of expectations. In a world where we are taught to constantly expect, desire, and strive for more, it is no wonder our hearts often feel heavy. Expectations may seem harmless, but when they are not met, they can become the very seeds of disappointment, frustration, and even suffering. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us, the mind that clings to how things should be blinds itself to how things truly are. When we let go of these rigid expectations, we create space for peace, acceptance, and true freedom to enter our lives. Imagine a clear lake on a still morning. The surface is calm, reflecting the sky perfectly. Now, imagine throwing a stone into that lake. The ripples disturb the reflection, and the water is no longer clear. This is what happens when we allow expectations to take root in our minds. They disturb the stillness of our hearts. We expect people to treat us a certain way, and when they do not, we feel hurt. We expect life to follow our plans, and when it doesn't, we feel lost. The Buddha taught that clinging to these imagined outcomes is like holding onto a rope that burns our hands. The tighter we hold, the more we suffer. True peace begins the moment we loosen our grip. This does not mean we stop caring, stop dreaming, or stop acting. It means we open our hands and our hearts, allowing life to unfold naturally without trying to force it into our own design. In doing so, we discover that life itself often gives us something better than what we had imagined. When we drop our expectations, we begin to appreciate the small and simple moments. The warmth of the sun on our skin, a kind smile from a stranger, or the quiet comfort of our own breath. These moments are no longer overshadowed by the weight of what should have been. In the next part, we will explore how the Buddha's teachings guide us to release expectations in our relationships, our work, and our personal growth, and how this release opens the door to true mental freedom. The Buddha often compared the mind to a garden. If we plant seeds of expectation, we must also be prepared for the weeds of disappointment to grow alongside them. But when we plant seeds of acceptance and understanding, the garden of our mind becomes a place of calm and beauty. Letting go of expectations does not mean we lower our standards or lose our ambitions. It means we shift our focus from demanding specific outcomes to embracing the unfolding of the present moment. When we do this, our energy is no longer wasted on resisting reality, but instead flows into responding wisely to what is here and now. Think of a time in your life when something unexpected happened. Perhaps a sudden change of plans, or a path you didn't intend to walk. At first, it may have felt unsettling, but later you might have realized it brought you growth, joy, or a valuable lesson. This is the gift hidden within the absence of expectation, the freedom to be surprised by life. The Buddha's teachings invite us to live with a mind that is open like the sky, vast, spacious, and unbound. In such openness, expectations dissolve like clouds drifting away, and the light of clarity shines through. This clarity allows us to see people as they are, not as we wish them to be. It allows us to meet each moment as it truly is, without the heavy burden of should and must. As we take this journey together, remember, letting go of expectations is not about giving up. It is about setting yourself free. In the next part, we will explore practical ways to apply the Buddha's wisdom in daily life, in our relationships, our work, and even in our own inner dialogue, so that we may experience the deep mental freedom that comes from living without clinging. When we look closely, much of our inner tension comes from unspoken contracts we create with the world. If I do this, you should do that. If I give my best, life must reward me. These silent agreements often go unnoticed, yet they shape our emotions every day. When they are not met, disappointment arises. The Buddha teaches us to replace these invisible contracts with an open heart and a mind free from demands. In relationships, letting go of expectations does not mean we stop caring. It means we offer our love and kindness without attaching strings. We learn to appreciate others for who they are, not for who we hope they will become. When we release the grip of you must and you should, we give others a space to grow naturally. Our compassion deepens because it is no longer conditional. At work, expectations can be a double-edged sword. Setting goals is healthy, but clinging to a rigid outcome creates stress. The Buddha's wisdom invites us to focus on our effort, our integrity, and our presence in the task, rather than obsessing over results. When success comes, we receive it with gratitude. When it does not, we accept it with grace, knowing our worth is not defined by external measures. In our own minds, the heaviest expectations are often those we place on ourselves. I should be better by now. I must not make mistakes. These self-imposed rules can suffocate our spirit. The Buddha's path encourages gentle self-awareness, to see our flaws without judgment and our strengths without pride. By practicing this kindness toward ourselves, we discover a more sustainable motivation, one rooted in self-respect rather than self-criticism. Letting go is not an overnight change. It is a daily practice, like tending a garden. We notice when weeds of expectation sprout, and we gently remove them. We replace them with seeds of presence, gratitude, and trust in life's unfolding. Over time, the garden of the heart becomes a place of peace, where joy blooms without the need for perfection. So, take a deep breath, release the weight of should and must. Allow life to surprise you, to teach you, to open you to possibilities beyond your plans. The Buddha's teachings remind us that true freedom is not in controlling every detail, but in walking with openness and trust. When we release the tight grip of control, we make room for life's natural flow to guide us. Challenges will still come, yet without the chains of rigid expectation, they lose their power to imprison our hearts. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can this moment teach me?" This simple shift opens the door to wisdom and compassion. The Buddha's path is not about perfection, but about living each moment with a peaceful heart. When we release expectations, we allow life to flow naturally, embracing each breath as a gift. May we walk this path gently, free from clinging, and meet the present with gratitude and clarity. Namaste.